Welcome back everybody, Kai Swans here with another episode of Football Manager 2017 with Bristol Rovers, and today we have two big games. You can see on the top and probably from the thumbnail, we managed to progress in the Capital One Cup, the EFL Cup as now called. Keep up with the times, Kai. And yeah, we beat Reading 2-1, and it was Jermaine Easter scoring both goals. A very rotated side, I didn't really expect much from it, but Jermaine Easter scored two goals, so we won quite comfortably. I mean, 2-1 isn't quite comfortably, but their goal was very late, and we were on top for most of the game. Yeah, it was a very good game by us, and well managed, and I was well managed. That's very much a bit of self-praise then, but yeah, we've been on some incredible form. We haven't scored too many, but we drew 1-1 against Oxford, a fairly good result considering Oxford are one of the better sides, well, better than us in the league, and then we beat Bolton 1-0, incredible. Bolton, one of the seriously better sides in the league, and beat Southend 1-0 with a very rotated side, including an interesting rule I found. I played Matt Swan, he's 17-year-old centre-back in the youth. I thought, I'll give him a chance. He's not too bad, he has all the key attributes. To play as a defensive centre-back, you can see here, they're not that bad. If you ignore every other attribute, he's alright. And he did a good job for us, to be fair. He took him off for half time for Peter Hartley, just so that we could rotate, keep fitness up, etc. But he played really well. If we look at the League One, here's the rule I meant, rules. You get £7,000 here for each domestic under 21 player playing in their first competitive match. So I got £7,000 for them, and I'm going to play a few more youth players just to get a bit of money, because if you think about it, you play, what, 4 or 5 players, and you've already more than the prize money for the competition, so that's really good. Yeah, so it's been a really good start. Here, let's have a look at the league table. You can see it there. We're in 3rd place, incredibly, joint with all the other of the top floor, Fleetwood, Sheffield United and Charlton. If we look at the season preview, the games we've played so far against Bolton, we beat them. That's incredible when you think about it. We also beat Scunthorpe, and that's a really good win. Oxford, one of the fellow promoted sides, but still one of the better sides, and Southend, maybe not one of the better sides, closer to us, but considering we had a rotated side, incredible results for us, really. And there's one thing I've waited to look with you guys for, and that's over here. I want to see the salary per annum. Oh, actually, we're pretty high, 8th. We've got the 8th highest salary in the league. That's a bit disappointing. I thought we'd be low. Walsall, racking up the bottom. Where Walsall expected to finish mid-table. Well, Walsall have playing with a tight budget there. No more transfers to tell you about. Injuries, we've got a couple. I don't know if this happened last episode or not, but our best centre-back is injured for a couple of months, and in the under-23s, Matt Crystal's still injured. Dom Thomas, no, he's a youth player. They're all youth players, aren't they? Yeah, so just one injury really to tell you of note. But yeah, it's going really well. Here's the team. So next 2 games, so in today's episode even, West Brom and a derby against Swindon. I'm going to ignore that. West Ham under 23s, it's not really that important. So these 2 games are the games in today's episode, and the team for the first one, if we have a quick look, is this one. Very strong side, playing Kelly Rose in goal. He's played all but one of the games so far. Connor Roberts at right back, and a defensive duo of James Clark and Tom Lockyer. James Clark getting the nod ahead of Peter Hartley. Peter Hartley may be the better centre-back, but James Clark's in good form, so I'm certainly going to play him for this game. And Kavanagh at left-back. Then the 2 midfielders, Stuart Sinclair and Boateng, playing more defensive roles. Hopefully those 2 keep at bay the West Brom midfield. And 2 wingers in attacking positions are Byron Moore and Billy Bowden. Very good wingers, offer a great deal of flexible, like pace, dribbling, flair, technique, and same on Billy Bowden. If we can somehow look. Dribbling, flair, technique, pace, they're just about good enough at all them. And Luke James and Jermaine Easter actually getting the call ahead of Matty Taylor up front. Matty Taylor going on the bench. He's only scored 1 goal in 4 games, not quite good enough. Easter, having scored 2 in the previous tie, gets the call again, and that's the team going into today's game against West Brom. Yes please, I would like to submit team. Today's opposition are playing a very similar formation, 4-4-2, slightly more defensive. They've pulled their wingers back a bit, but essentially the same idea. The only difference I think is Rondon is more of a target man, whereas Luke James is a deep lying forward. Apart from that, it looks very similar. Gardner being the defensive-minded centre midfielder, Morrison the more playmaker-ish, and McManaman and Chadley wingers. Chadley actually is probably going to be a wide playmaker, and they're relying on his creative ability to get them in the game, and Svensson runs alongside with McManaman on the right, getting crosses in. Yeah, very, very West Bromish way of playing, and we're probably going to lose, let's be honest here. Who does... No, it wasn't the 8th, it was Buckwall. There we go. Buckwall does it for me. I'm going to have to set that up. Oh, nobody's good at team talks. I'm not even that good, to be honest. Ooh, actually saying that, this might be the first successful team talk. No, this is about how they all go. But yeah, hopefully we can get something from this game. We'll see how it progresses. Highlight of the game is going West Brom's way, and they got the ball in the box. Chadley, absolute chaos in the box, and Berahino, I think it was, yeah, gets the better of it. 1-0, I've turned off highlight them. I'm fed up of them after playing the game for 6 months. I don't know, it just feels, they take so long to load. Well, the first one in each game does, and yeah, I've given up on them. But unfortunately, we're 1-0 down against West Brom, half an hour played. Not the best of results, to say the least. The corner for West Brom, that's how the last goal happened, but fortunately we clear a bit better this time. Logana gets a second chance to get a ball in. Berahino, edge of the box, shoots it. Back post, Rondon hits the crossbar, and Moore clears for a throw-in. We got let off the hook then a bit. We're actually not too far out of this game by, if you compare like shots on target, although they have had 2 clear-cut chances to our none. That is sort of rather telling. No, I'm going to say show me more in the second half. And I'm looking at substitutions to make. Easter not having the same effect as I hoped. Bowden also not been the best, and Kavanagh, essentially our left side has been torn apart by their right side, which includes McManaman and Svensson, although they haven't got the best of ratings. But yeah, Chadley and Berahino, the star men for West Brom at the moment. Expected, because they are very much the stars in the side, and to be only 1-0 down against a team that are 2 leagues above us is not too bad. I'm looking to make changes now, and I think I will do. Boateng might not play in the next game, so I'll leave him on. But Lee Brown here, left back, that needs to change. He's had a terrible game, has Kavanagh. Connor Roberts, I think I'll keep him on for now. Yeah, I will do. And I'm looking more at Easter for Matty Taylor, and Bowden off, and Harrison on. Harrison, very skillful. If we have a quick look at him, his flair there, 16 flair. Hopefully he can create something out of nothing, and maybe we can get a replay in this game, or even 2 goals in the win, but I highly doubt it. It's not looking very likely for us, and our midfield duo are looking shattered there. Morvo, we have a chance to counter here, but even more to Matty Taylor. Can you prove to me he should have been picked from the beginning? Matty Taylor, Luke James, back to Boateng. Boateng looking tired, out to Sinclair. Boateng, very deep, those 2 midfielders, and oh, that is, I don't know if that was a terrible pass back or West Brom counter, and McManaman gets the ball in. Svensson, it's cleared as far as them edge of the box. McLean now, James McLean tackled, although Rondon gets the loose ball. Rondon gets the ball in. It's not an own goal. Keeper saves from our defender, tries to knock it in our own goal, but Roos parries it just as far as Rondon. Was it Rondon? Who was it? It was Rondon. Just as far as Rondon, who then taps it in. Berahino, not Rondon. Can't even remember the goal, and it happened about 5 seconds ago. Boateng getting a yellow card. There's not much we can do now, except for watch us lose. 2-0, not the worst scoreline, to say the least. I'm not too displeased by this, and I guess I'll see you guys for the game. And here we are back again with the second game of the episode against Swindon, and unfortunately we have hit a bit of an injury crisis, a mini one, not in terms of quantity of players, but unfortunately Billy Bowden, let's have a look at him, 9 to 10 months injured. Not the best news. That's his season over essentially, which is a bit problematic because he was our best winger in more aspects than just attributes. Let's have a quick look at coach report. Best left winger, and on the right, well, second best joint with Billion Moore. So that's a bit of a problem. I'm a bit worried about that. Hopefully we can continue on without him. Unfortunately, another injury. Luke James also out for a month or 2. Yeah, 2 months there. That's a very big hit as well, because he's our deep line playmaker, and deep line forward even, who sort of sits behind Matty Taylor, feeds him. So that's a bit of a problem. So today's game has had a few changes to the last episode, the last game. Jermaine Easter keeps his place due to the injury to Luke James, and sees himself playing as a more deep line forward. He's got a bit more, if you look at him, a bit more teamwork. That's about it really. Well, a bit better than all the first touch. Well, Matty Taylor essentially is a more clinical finisher, and so I'd rather have Jermaine Easter feeding him. Yeah, so that's how I've decided those 2. Montano gets the left wing's position ahead of Ellis Morrison. I feel Alice Morrison is just out of form, so I'll let Montana have a few games to prove to me that he should be in the squad. And if this doesn't work, you can see there's a 4-4-2 diamond's been added due to a long-term injury to one of our wingers. I might try playing that, because we do have a whole load. If I go to under 23s, we've got these two midfielders as well. They give these two Lines, Mansell and Lawrence, that's three, who are all central midfielders who could do a good job for me if the winger tactics doesn't work, essentially. Colkett and Ollie Clark at the midfield duo positions ahead of Boateng and Sinclair. I've just decided they can have a bit more chance. You can see they're a bit more attacking style. One's an advanced playmaker and supportive, one's a supporting ball winning midfielder, hoping that win the ball back slightly higher up in the pitch might give us benefit of the doubt here. This guy likes to play here, there you go. James Clark and Lockyer, the defensive duo. Lockyer still keeping his spot ahead of Hartley, despite Hartley maybe being better. I'm worried about Hartley's lack of pace, that 5 pace the other way. Ledbetter gets the right back position. Connor Roberts is sacrificed, although saying that, Connor Roberts might come back in. No, actually Connor Roberts come on for Will Paddy. There we go. Don't really need a backup goalkeeper in the games where they get injured. It's, oh well, you deal with the consequences then. Lee Brown gets his left back position back. And yeah, hopefully we can do something against rival Swindon. Team selection, submit team. Yes, please, I would like to proceed to match. Opposition today, Swindon. I think they play 3 at the back. Yeah, obviously I'd rather have him. They're a good team. Yeah, they are playing 3 at the back. Al-Qasim's a player I recognise. I think he used to play for Tottenham. Oh, and Delphine, used to play for Aston Villa or Beaker. West Brom, was it? Something like that, or Championship side, not too certain about him. The rest of them, oh, Burgess used to play for Portsmouth. That keeper name sounds familiar. A decent side all in all, certainly better than ours in terms of the reputation of the players. Yasser Qasim, oh, what a player. The Iraqi international is certainly, he'd walk into my side to say the least. It makes me realise just how bad our side is, and we really should not be looking around us at the top of the table and lower. Fortunately, Delphones are not the best finisher in the world, but Obika makes up for that. Tottenham Obika was that. Yeah, not West Brom. Be clever. Doughty, I recognise him. QPR, he played for QPR a bit. Anybody else? Nobody else of real note. But yeah, hopefully we can do something. I meant to change this. David Buckwell. Oh, you don't feel confident? Okay. Obika, there you go. And tell us one for fans. Nope, did not work, but passionate. Oops, that was the wrong one. Oh, I completely missed that as well. Here we go. 1 looks happy. Let's see if I can make that 3. 2 look happy. Okay, submit game, yes. Submit team. We're playing counter formation, still the same style of play. It's worked well in the beginning of the season. It even beat Reading. We did get demolished by West Brom, but considering how much better West Brom are than us, that's not really a surprise. And yeah, a few changes due to injuries. Sees Montano start. Easter, well, he started last game, but a couple of changes. Hopefully, we can live with those changes. We've got an attack here: Colkett, Gaffney, Ledbetter. Our midfield duo, as you can see, far higher than another formation. Although I guess you haven't seen many games of other formation, but yeah, the midfield duo really sit up here. We outnumber them in their half, and we've got a goal. Gaffney tapping it in past the keeper, and it's 1-0 to us. That's good. At least we can still score occasionally. As you could see in the other games, actually, when we were playing the other team, we only scored 1 goal each game, and that was because our midfield sat far deeper with the defensive roles. And whilst that's good for solidity, it's bad for winning and scoring, essentially. Although saying that, away against Swindon, I might change one of them to a more defensive role in a minute. Chance for Swindon here. They've got the ball side here. Qasim to Thomas, whips it in. Delphoenzo can't get a head up, and we get a chance to Canty here. Matty Taylor, he's through 1-on-1 here, but unfortunately can't get past his man. Decides to shoot from outside the box and does not get it in. 1-0 half time. That's a good score, especially. Ooh, Matty Taylor looks injured. I will take him off, I reckon. Keep it up in the second half. Yeah, sure. Although Easter hasn't had a good game, so it's a bit of a difficult choice there. I reckon actually Taylor's staying on just because Easter's had a bad game, and Easter may come off for the skillful one. What's he called? Harrison. Yeah, he might come off for him. Give a bit more showboating up front. would be nice. Break down defences a bit. Taylor nearly got a chance to get that through, and I think he headed that, which isn't good if you've got a bruised head. Elfons are not having the best of the game, and Luke Norris has come on. Is it Luke? Yeah, it is Luke Norris. Matty Taylor is definitely injured now. I think that's enough to make me take him off. Please don't score from this. They hit the crossbar and led with it. Yeah, there's going to be a tactical change, I reckon, or just a substitution. Okay, Matty Taylor will definitely come off for a tactical change. Okay, cancel. Pause. Oh, let this highlight run through. Let's hope they don't score from this. Burgess, Obika, is he going to... No, he isn't shooting from range. He's left in too much time. Thomas, tackled by Lockyer. Lockyer gets it out on this left-hand side. Montano crosses terribly across field. And Swindon come forward again. Ledbetter cuts out the first attack, but they will get a second one. Thomas, Kasim, tackled Clark. We get a chance to counter now. Giant Easter. Can he turn his man and the play go forward? Ledbetter. Colkett, out wide to Gaffney. Gaffney, can he get a good ball in? Gaffney, Taylor scores. Lovely. No, I will take Taylor off, but there's going to be a bit of a tactical change. Actually, I want to pause the game. So I think the front two might actually come off, both of them. I'm not too sure though, but for sure. And then Easter off, and maybe Stuart Sinclair on. Okay, yeah. And then Stuart Sinclair, we can have a midfield trio with Harrison alone up front. Harrison likes to be a poacher, I reckon, but gonna have to stay as an advanced forward. Or what does Montano do up front? The same thing. So no, Harrison, can he do false 9? No, he can't. Okay, Stuart Sinclair likes to be a ball winning mid on defend, so I'm gonna have to change these two. And then ball attack, advanced playmaker, attack foe, and ball winning midfielder, defend. There you go. A bit more defensive solidity, I hope. A bit more passing ability. There we go. Slow the game down a bit. Okay. And yeah, I think that's it for changes. You can see we're playing sort of a 4-3-3, almost a 4-2-3-1, but not quite, with Colkett being the more attacking midfielder. Easter may come off. Oh no, it is off already. What am I thinking? Harrison lone up front. He's got a lot of flair. He can sort of do something creative out of nowhere. Unfortunately, Swindon have scored, after I called them Sunderland as well. Swindon have scored. Alfonso, despite having not the best finishing, has put one away against us, and it's 2-1. It's a nervy last half an hour to the game now, against our rivals, remember that. And 20 minutes left though. We might be able to hold out. We'll see how this goes. I'm watching the team for changes. Gaffney looks shattered, but is having an incredible game, so I can't really take him off. So Colkett looks most likely then set to come off at this point in time. Yeah, Colkett off, and Boateng on. Boateng likes to be an advanced playmaker. Can he do that? Yeah, he can do that fine. I'll let him play like that. Stuart Sinclair to Gaffney. Gaffney shattered but playing incredibly. Ledbetter, Gaffney. Colkett is tackled by Kasim, and they've got a chance to counter. Lockyer reads amazingly. Sinclair's got the ball now in the centre of the park. Nice interception there, a good chance to counter. So we can't quite cut through Swindon, but they're still playing very narrowly, which gives us a lot of space sort of in the full-back region of the pitch. Oh, Montano's turned his man though. Montano really should have put that away, but I'm going to call him Montero, I reckon. He is just so Montero-esque. Can I hear set nickname Montero, because that's who he is. Can't shoot. They're going to get... Oh, what a block. I don't know if that was a block or save. It was a block indeed. And they've got a corner. About 5 minutes left of the game. If they don't win now, that block was game winning. Yeah, it's looking good though. Looking good, and I think we're going to make it 2-1 win. Some of our players are looking shattered, and well, the injury crisis isn't really helping, but fortunately Swindon played narrowly, and it played in our favour heavily, with wingers being a key part of our team style. It was a very good win for us, and yeah, I will congratulate the team. Well done, guys, and we are flying high. Look at that. We've played one more game than nearly everybody else, but we're still in the top 4 for certain, which is brilliant. If we even compete for a playoff spot, brilliant. Matty Taylor unfortunately out for nearly 2 weeks. That will be a bit of trouble, especially considering our already bad injury crisis. But fortunately, I think we've got a bit of a break coming up. If it's easier to see if I go on training team, well, we don't really. So Matty Taylor probably will be back by the game against Rochdale. Now, that's it for this episode. 2 games. Well, they're clearly big games. There's been 12,000 fans in each one, and you guys watching. But the next episode, I'm thinking Portsmouth. Maybe the FA Cup first round.